What up, big kids? Sean Long here. I hope you're having a happy holidays. Sorry for delaying videos. Been, spending time with family, been working. A lot of stuff's been going on, but I've been wanting to make a bunch of top 10 videos, and I realized that it's a little too ambitious to make all the videos I want to do, so I'm going to be doing my top 10 movies of 2019. I'll probably do one of the 2010s, and then my top 10 action figures of 2019 this weekend, so stay tuned for that. Then I'll be doing my top 10 Hot Toys and action figures or Transformers Masterpiece, a bunch of other things of the 2010s I'll work on, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, it was a great year for movies. So many movies, in fact. I couldn't even fit 10 movies on this list. It was so hard. That's what she said. But anyway, I will have some honorable mentions, but just remember, this is my opinion for my top 10 favorite movies of 2019. It could be different from yours, it could be similar, but there's no right or wrong. It's just what movies you really enjoy, and I'll talk about each one in depth. So let's get to it with my top 10 movies of 2019. Number 10, Alita Battle Angel. This movie came out in the beginning of 2019, and man, I wish it was more recognized for how awesome it is. It's directed by Robert Rodriguez, which was originally going to be directed by James Cameron, but James Cameron is waiting 10 years to work on another Avatar sequel. Anyways, but Rosa Salazar, she plays Alita, and just such a likable character. Not only is she just so charming and endearing, she's super badass, and some wicked awesome visuals in the movie, and they did a great job adapting the manga, or the little short movies, and man, I really want a sequel, but I'm really worried that we might not get it. But technically Alita's a Disney movie now. It could be on Disney Plus, and I'm surprised we haven't seen Alita Battle Angel on Disney Plus yet, but who knows. But definitely a movie that everyone should see. Just so awesome if you love anime, sci-fi, cyborgs. It's so cool. Definitely a movie that should be seen more. Number 9, Frozen 2, Into the Unknown, and I can't sing that well. No, it's all good. But no, really, I love the first Frozen. I was frozen today, and I was so happy to see the return of Anna, Elsa, Kristoff, Sven, and Olaf. And it really had some beautiful visuals. Even though the movie wasn't as good as the first Frozen for me, I really love where they took the characters. There's really some really amazing moments in there. Some really funny moments too. And I really love Kristoff's song, which was a throwback to 90s music videos. Really loved it. And yeah, just the songs were amazing, the visuals, the animation was beautiful. Definitely top-notch Disney animation. I didn't get to do a full review of it, but I definitely, probably would have gave it a 4 out of 5. Like I say, I love the movie, but just not as much as the first Frozen, but still definitely a worthy addition to, I guess, now the Frozen franchise. But yeah, I really enjoyed it, and definitely it was cool. Number 8, Toy Story 4, You Got a Friend in Me. Was this movie really necessary? Now, I was very skeptical about this movie, but I really loved Toy Story 4. It was pretty much like the epilogue of Toy Story 3. Because, of course, the big thing in Toy Story 3, even though I love it and it's still my favorite in the Toy Story franchise, what happened to Bo Peep? And this movie really does a great job, not only explaining what happened to Bo Peep and showing, focusing more on her and Woody, which also, if you're a big fan of Woody, well, you really love this, especially what he's been dealing with all these movies. Woody and Buzz and all of them have been around for over 24 years, almost 25 years now. It's so crazy to think that Toy Story is that old. But we've grown up with these characters, and this is about existentialism, your purpose, moving on, and really had some great messages and so much great humor, especially with Forky and Bunny and Ducky, voiced by King Peel, and of course Stu Kaboom, voiced by Keanu Reeves. Whoa, some really amazing humor. But yeah, definitely, this movie definitely teared me up. I really Really enjoyed it, and like I said, even though it wasn't the most necessary, it did have its place and purpose in the Toy Story movies, and I definitely recommend it. Number 7, Dragon Ball Super Broly Kamehameha! This movie was super! No, seriously, this movie was one of the first movies I saw on the big screen this year, and holy crap, was it a roller coaster ride. Definitely the best Dragon Ball live action movie to date. I mean, wow, holy crap. I mean, this rivaled the original Broly appearances, especially, Bio Broly. Let's not think about Bio Broly, but yeah, the seeing Vegeta and Goku go against Broly and seeing so much character development for Broly. He's just not like Kakarot, but funny nod to that too. But yeah, just seeing so much great character development for him, seeing the epic fight and seeing Vegeta and Goku turn into Gogeta. First in canon appearance of them, because this movie's canon. It was just epic to a whole nother level. If you're a fan of Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Super, this was definitely the movie you always wanted. If you were a fan of Broly but just thought he was so one-dimensional, it really makes you a fan of Broly. The animation was just super top-notch, and it's my favorite anime movie of the year, and even beating Frozen and Toy Story 4. It is just amazing. Like, seriously, the power level in this movie was over 9,000! Number 6, Shazam! Oh wow, Zachary Levi, who I met many years ago, was perfectly cast as Shazam, or adult Billy Batson. And wow, this movie, which is technically a Christmas movie, is now a new Christmas classic. I really love that in how dark the Snyderverse, or the DC extended universe, has started, that we have movies like Shazam to organically add some levity, just like Aquaman did, to this universe. There was actually some surprisingly dark moments, but at the same time, some laugh out loud hilarious moments that I absolutely love. There's some great fanboy moments if you love the Shazam family, and some really emotionally tear-jerking moments, especially for anyone that's dealt in a foster family. It really is a movie that I hope to see more of in the DC universe. I know we're getting the Black Adam movie, but I really can't wait to Shazam 2, even though I have to wonder about what they're going to do to the kids. Are they going to do whole de-aging thing like they did in It Chapter 2, which funny that Freddy is played by the same kid in Chapter 2. But anyway, such a great super home movie, and we have so many of them this year, and even though it's number 6 on my list, it's still one of the best, and definitely deserves all the love. Because it just makes you want to scream Shazam! Number 5, Jay and Silent Bob reboot. Stoochie Booches! I love Jay and Silent Bob. I love Kevin Smith movies, especially the 90s, early 2000 movies. Jay and Silent Bob are like my Cheech and Chong. I absolutely love them. I love Jay and Silent Bob Strikes Back, and this is a sequel slash reboot. Well, I guess the seaboot is the proper word. And the Kevin Smith comedy is just my comedy. It's very smart, but also very kiddish, very slapsticky, while being very smart. And I love what this movie has to say about reboot culture, about fanboy culture. Kevin Smith was really ahead of his time back in Jay and Silent Bob Strikes Back, especially with the internet bashing the movie. And this movie really just takes it to a whole new level. So many great cameos from View Skew characters, and even mini sequels to other previous View Skew movies, which I won't spoil. Kevin Smith does a great job directing, but also not only playing Silent Bob, but also playing himself in the movie. Of course, Jason Mewes did an amazing job playing Jay, as well as the father to Millennium Falcon, or Millie as they call it, but played by Harley Quinn Smith, which she does such a phenomenal job. She's really grown as an actress. The only thing I was sad about with this movie is that it wasn't getting a wide release. I got to see it at the Phantom events, and I've been wanting to see this movie again on the big screen for months. And I'll be able to see it next month with Kevin Smith and Jason Mewes. I think with Harley Quinn, she'd be there too. But I'm excited to see it again and be part of the Q&A. I love this movie. It was so funny. It made such an impression, even though I've only seen it once. I've been wanting to see it again. I would have seen it multiple times already. And that's how good that movie, it just makes you want to snooch to the nooch. Number 4, Spider-Man Far From Home. This has to be one of the best Spider-Man movies. Pretty much it's up there for me with Spider-Man 2 and Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse as the best Spider-Man movie. That's not, in Avengers or Civil War movies. But yeah, Tom Holland, oh my god, he is absolutely amazing. He's been the only Spider-Man to consistently make me cry throughout these movies. He is just absolutely awesome. I love Jake Gyllenhaal, who I met many years ago at WonderCon as Mysterio. Seeing Bubble Boy become a Bubble Man, if you ever saw the meme I posted earlier this year, that's all I think about. But his Mysterio is absolutely amazing. I thought Michael Keaton's Vulture was an amazing Spider-Man villain, but this one, oh my god. In the illusion scene with Spider-Man going through the all the different illusions was just, oh my god, visually stunning. The action was wonderful. The humor, so great. Seeing the fallout from Endgame was just such a great epilogue to Avengers Endgame. And just the way they ended makes me so excited for where they're going to take this Spider-Man, the third MCU Spider-Man solo movie, to the next level. And I'm excited to see where Spider-Man will go from this point on. Even if there's only 2 movies that Marvel Studios and Sony will be doing together, at least so far, I'm really excited to see where they're taking it, and Tom Holland is hands down my favorite Spider-Man. Number 3, Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker. Now this movie I've been wanting to do a review and spoiler review of the movie, which hopefully I can get to sometime. It's been so crazy with this movie coming out right before Christmas and then so much going on. But yeah, I absolutely love this movie. It is the perfect finale to the Skywalker saga. I know there's some people divisive, a lot of critics, but most people I talk to, pretty much just like me, love this movie. I feel, I could talk about this for days. I'll go about it with, in a different video, but the fact that J.J. Abrams had to take what Rian Johnson did in The Last Jedi, which I love The Last Jedi, but I know why a lot of people didn't. This movie did a great job while taking things from The Last Jedi and making them still canon, but adding on to it and making it felt like it didn't really retcon things, but it also, made people happier about things that they didn't like about The Last Jedi. And I love Kylo Ren is hands down one of my favorite Star Wars characters of all time. He's right below Darth Vader with one of the best whereas Anakin Skywalker had 6 films to deal with his arc, we had such a great arc with Kylo Ren just in 3 films. And Adam Driver is one of the best actors of our generation. I love Daisy Ridley as Rey. They really explain so much of her conflict and her powers and everything. I'm not going to spoil the movie here, but I really love what they did. And just so many parts in this movie just... I cried, I gasped, I was legitimately shocked when I watched this movie. I legitimately was like, what? Oh my god. And I had so many great callbacks and fanboy moments. The pacing and action was amazing. And just that ending was just so beautiful. And it just makes me emotional. And what they did with Carrie Fisher, I got to meet Carrie Fisher a few years ago, and I miss her so much, and this was the perfect send-off for Leia. Just so many amazing moments in this movie. This and The Mandalorian and Jedi Fallen Order was an amazing year for Star Wars, and the Force was strong with this movie. Number 2, Joker. If Joaquin Phoenix doesn't get the Oscar for this film, it'll be a damn shame, because not only did he put a smile on my face with his amazing dancing, but this movie hit so close to home. As a person that's been dealing with mental health issues all his life, it really spoke to... This movie speaks to society, how we treat people with mental illnesses, how the whole poor versus rich, with how society is really... When we ignore people that really need help, how we will be in the hand of creating these monsters. And I'm not saying that this movie should glorify violence or anything like that. It just shows that when people need help, and we don't have the proper programs and healthcare and everything. How like just even in like we've seen in the past few years how so many of these people start out in the same way, and it hits very close to home. Even though this is a comic book character in a comic book movie, this didn't feel like a comic book movie. The way it was shot, the just everything about like the score and the acting, like Joaquin Phoenix, oh my god, he's always been a phenomenal actor, but this is definitely the role he deserves to win the Oscar for. And I love Adam Driver in Marriage Story, but man, this movie seriously should have been this movie deserves the Oscar in so many things for not only best movie but best actor in Joaquin Phoenix. And Todd Phillips, who started with the Hangover movies, has really shown that wow, he's really gone to a whole new level with his storytelling. And yeah, even though this feels like a callback to Taxi Driver and The King of Comedy, this really speaks so much to this generation and just people in general, what they're dealing with mental health. And the Joker is so beloved as a villain because of his many backstories. And even though the Joker's had many backstories before, this was such a captivating, engaging backstory, and backstory you can really sympathize with. So yeah, kudos to Todd Phillips, Joaquin Phoenix, and everyone for making this movie such a standout movie. Before I get to number one, some honorable mentions. Marriage Story on Netflix. Scarlett Johansson and Adam Driver both deserve Oscar nominations. This movie really hit close to home, especially being a child divorce. El Camino, a really great epilogue to Breaking Bad, especially seeing what happened to Jesse. If you love Jesse Pinkman, then you gotta watch this, bitch. How to Train Your Dragon 3. Amazing finale to the How to Train Your Dragon movies. Definitely made me cry. Fighting with My Family. If you love the WWE and love Paige from the WWE, it's a movie about her life, and it was so great, so funny, and such a great movie. Godzilla King of Monsters. Even though I really enjoyed it, I love seeing King Ghidorah and Rodan and Mothra and stuff like that. Definitely even better than the original Godzilla, but it shows you how great the year movies is where Godzilla was in there. Captain Marvel, I love Brie Larson. She did a great job, and that shows you also with all the big films that she didn't even make the top 10. Lego Movie 2, it was a great sequel. Not as great the first one, but so many great songs, and I love the new characters. Zombieland Double Tap, a great sequel. I love Zoe Deitch as a new character. Seeing all the original cast back together was so funny and so many great moments. Aladdin, one of my favorites of the new live action movies, especially I love Will Smith, and I love Naomi Scott as Jasmine. She was one of the best, and so one of the best. And then Lady and the Tramp, Disney Plus exclusive, so great. I love the dogs in there. I love that they're shelter dogs, so I'm an animal lover. And I think it's even better than the original anime classic. Number one, Avengers Endgame. Seriously, was there any doubt? This movie wasn't just a movie, it was an event. It's something that I will remember for the rest of my life. Seeing this movie in theaters with a packed crowd, everyone reacting and cheering. It was like watching the Super Bowl for comic book movies. It was, oh my god. I've never seen any movie in theaters as much as I did this movie. I saw this movie in theaters 16 times. Never seen any movie. I've probably seen this movie in theater more times than all the other movies on this list combined. That shows you how much I love this movie. The Russo brothers did a phenomenal job just wrapping up the stories of Iron Man, Captain America, Black Widow, well, even though we'll see her Black Widow movie next year, but so many, calling back to so many moments throughout the 11 years of MCU movies. So many amazing moments with, well, spoilers, but if you haven't seen by now, with Cap holding Mjolnir. Moment like the Avengers Assemble scene, which I can watch over and over. I literally have watched that scene probably like 100 times or more by now, because I just, especially on Disney Plus, and I bought the movie on 4K the day of, but especially on Disney Plus, I'll just rewatch that whole scene over and over from beginning to end. Just the death of Iron Man has legitimately made me cry dozens upon dozens of times, like without fail. I just absolutely absolutely love this movie. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. I don't think any Marvel movie for the foreseeable future could ever make me love this movie as much. It's like this and The Dark Knight and really are like hands down. This was a comic book event of the decade, of the century so far. I mean, really, there's so much I could say that I already said before, but I just absolutely love this movie. It's a masterpiece. They really, man, this was the end game of comic book movies. And that, big kids, were my top 10 favorite movies of 2019. What were your favorite movies of 2019? Let me know in the comments below. For worst movies, oh man, I mean, I could get to it, but yeah, I can't really think offhand. I mean, there were some movies that disappointed me, but nothing where like, oh my god, that sucked, because I tried to avoid paying money for bad movies. But anyway, you guys, hope you enjoyed this. Stay tuned for my top 10 action figures of 2019, as well as for the 2010s, as well as movies. Hopefully I'll do maybe video games and TV shows, but we'll get to that. But yeah, and I'll be at SAC Anime next week. So January 3rd through the 5th, so hope to see you there. And for more, check out my website, SeanXLong.com. Like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, links in the description. I'm Sean Long. May you live long and love life.